I'm George.
And I'm Seth.
And this is the Collecting News, your number one news source for all things current in the world of collecting. We are back for the first ever episode of the Collecting News after a long hiatus. There's been a lot of people asking for this to come back, and I am happy to bring it back with my buddy Seth. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. And we're back.
And we're back.
So, yeah, excited to be part of the Collecting News. I can't wait to see where this goes. I'm sure definitely people like to look for all types of information of new types of collectibles that are getting ready to come out. And what better place to get it from than right here on everybody's favorite channel, MCE. And if you want to be a part of MCE, you certainly can do so by clicking that join button right below the video, as you guys can see, or even going on the main page. Because for $1.99 a month, you too can be part of the Marvelous Knights family. You get all kinds of perks, early access to videos, icons, emojis, and also special giveaways. Back to you, George.
That was really good, Seth. Yes, you can join the Marvelous Knights group, and we appreciate you guys for doing all that. You can also just hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on all of the content. Well, so where we're at this week. This is the first week of, not the first week of 2021, but the first week that we're back. So we missed a couple of weeks leaning back. We're not going to go all the way back to the beginning of the year, but there are some good things that dropped out this week, especially today. We got a hell of a drop today with Hot Toys. They announced their Dark Trooper. You see that one, bro?
Hot Toys! George, I totally saw that one, and I was super excited, but then the first thing that went through my mind is, this is something that people, that more than likely, in my opinion, is probably going to sell out super fast, because not only is it an awesome-looking Hot Toy, but on top of that, you're giving people the option to buy more, because it's something that you can totally army build with if you are that type of collector.
I agree. The sellout, probably not going to happen right away, because obviously Hot Toys doesn't put a limited number on what they get, so they're going to get as much money as they possibly can, knowing them. But you do have, I do agree with the whole army building aspect of this, especially how they appeared on the TV show.
Yeah, this has got army building written all over it. It's cool that it looks like it's definitely got some light up features on it. I'm just curious to see, even if guys in the chat, in the comments, I'm curious to see, is this something that you would be interested in army building? And if so, what do you think your quantity limit would be? Now, if it was me, I could not see myself maybe purchasing more than 2 just because of the cost, and I think 2 is more than enough. But I know there are other people out there that might want to buy maybe like 4 or 6. But hey, that's up to you guys and totally, but I do feel that way. So comment below, let us know how many you think you would buy if you wanted to army build that.
I'm with you on that too. How much do you think this is going to cost?
I would probably say it depends. If they do it right, which would be die cast, in my opinion.
Right.
I feel that something along the lines of die cast normally goes between like the $350 to $450 range.
Yeah.
Depending on the character, if they stick with it and they keep it with just the regular plastic that they use for most of the troopers, I could see this maybe being around like the $250, $275 mark.
There's not a whole lot of accessories, which makes me feel like it's going to be... I don't think it's going to break the 400 mark because of that. Unless it's die-cast.
Well, there aren't a lot of accessories that come with the die-cast Iron Mans.
Yeah, there are. Look at the Iron Man Mark 7.
Well, that's the Mark 7. There's
the 45 had a lot also.
There's some that don't, and they charge a premium for that.
They still charge the same.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, it's usually around the $300 to $400 range for most of the die casts.
And it's gonna be a bigger figure, right? Because they were much larger than Din in the TV show.
I don't know if they're going to keep that 6 scale or maybe just make it slightly just a little bit bigger just to give it that edge.
Well, it's going to be 6 scale. So I'm just saying, if it's keeping in scale with your other figures like Din is a 12-inch figure, the Dark Trooper kind of was a little taller than him. It looked to be maybe like a 7-foot tall machine. So maybe it will be bigger. So yeah, it's possible this could cost more.
The one thing I'm always worried about with these types of figures, because there's not a person in the suit. It's just a full-on robot. So you don't know if how well the articulation is going to be on this. So I kind of have my reservations about that, as far as posability goes. I'm hoping that's not the case, but you never know.
Okay. And then we have this tease now of the Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian. I like how they did it. It's real slick. It's like they probably just got, let's whip up a cloak real quick. We'll put the Return of the Jedi Luke there and get everybody hyped up.
Now with that being said, who's to say that this is not the opportunity for them to release another Luke?
Oh, absolutely. I think another Luke is definitely coming there, but I just love how they tease it like that. They're not going to show you what it looks like. We're just going to show you the back. You know who it is.
Well, unless they're just recreating the scenes just for the the promo, the promo pics, which also could be very plausible.
Yeah, I don't see that. They absolutely going to come out with another Luke. Now I wonder what the portrait's going to look like on that one, since everybody had an issue with the way he looked in the TV show. So
well, I'm sure it's going to be the Mark Hamill portrait. I mean, that would be stupid for them not to, Now the only way that they can make this Luke totally separate from the other Luke that they've put out is including Baby Yoda.
No, because you have the cloak is black, so that's going to make a change.
What
there.
The other one was brown?
The other one was brown. The suit was slightly different in The Mandalorian than it was in Return of the Jedi. There was some subtle changes compared to what the figure that I have here is. Either that or the figure isn't entirely accurate to the Return of the Jedi look. Sure. But there's a little bit of a subtle difference there. I'm hoping that they include, if they do the Luke, that they include more hands with the glove, since he has the glove in this one. But, I mean, I think that's really going to be it. I don't think they're going to have a Baby Yoda as a companion for him, or Baby Yoda. Grogu.
So, but now, if they re-release but if they do release Luke, are they going to re-release him under the Mandalorian brand, or are they just going to re-release him under Star Wars?
Mandalorian brand, absolutely. All these are being re-released as Mandalorian brands. Look at the Death Trooper that I just unboxed yesterday. That was a Mandalorian figure. So it's their excuse to create another figure.
It's their excuse to re-release the exact same figure under a different brand.
Under a different brand, It's like when you direct the Star Wars movie, Disney comes at you and says you must make duplicates of these characters so that we can sell more figures. But I'm super excited for this. Yeah,
Unleash the clowns.
I'm super excited for this Dark Trooper. This is nice.
It looks cool. It's definitely one that I'm going to be interested in getting. I mean, but then again, like I'm not a big fan of the Beskar Mandalorian. I like the non-Beskar version.
Why?
So. I don't know. Because it's the original. To me, it's the original. It's the original. I like the original. You know, and to get the Dark Trooper and then try to put him next to the non-Beskar. I know it's not going to look right, but that's just the way I want to keep it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm excited for this. This should be dropping here probably. I don't know if it's going to drop today or maybe tomorrow.
Oh, the pre-order is already up for it. I mean, there are already companies that I've seen posting that they're taking pre-orders on it already.
I haven't seen it gone up on Sideshow site yet, as of right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what the exact price is. All right. So, look for it later today, possibly, maybe tomorrow. So, that's coming out. Woohoo. What else do we got? Let's see what else we got. Other news.
In other collecting news. We're still working out the kinks, folks. We don't have transitions and all that other cool stuff.
Nah,
but we will.
We're not. I don't know that it's going to have transitions like that, especially when we do it this way. This is not like a fully edited video like that, So this was released late last week, just before the Martin Luther King weekend. XM Studios dropped this on their, I think it was their XM Studios Life group or something like that. I forgot the name of the group exactly that I saw it in first. But this is another Star Wars statue they're going to be coming out with. Those of you guys who are very familiar with Star Wars will know this is Darth Revan. It was speculated when it dropped that it is Darth Revan. There was a lot of people wondering, hey, is this going to be it? I can tell you 100%, absolutely, unequivocally, that is Darth Revan. And I've seen the 3D renders of it. And let me tell you, this thing's going to be dope.
Well, there's also another way you could tell it's Revan too, not even by seeing the full 3D renders.
Well, you got that red sash.
No. If you notice, in the upper corner, there's a little bit of purple, and that he has a purple lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Good eye. I didn't even see that purple there. So that's cool. I didn't catch it. I knew it based on the red sash here. That's how I knew it was him. So I'm super excited to see that.
But if it looks just as good as the Black Series figure, the Black Series figure Rev in the suit. It depends on what suit that they give him, right? Because he's had multiple suits.
No, he had the suit that he's known for is the black one. The white one that they came out with in the Black Series, I think was a variant suit.
It was the Jedi Knight Revan.
Nah, he wasn't even the Jedi Knight Revan because he didn't wear that as a Jedi Knight.
No.
So I think it was just a variant suit. It was a variant suit that you could get in the game.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. But all of the he's not really considered canon, so he's still considered legends. But all of the comics that I've seen him in has either featured him either in the brown traditional Jedi robes or the black robes that he wears after he become a Sith.
Now, was he a dual wielding? Was he a dual wielding?
Yes,
character?
he had 2 lightsabers. Towards the end, at the beginning, no. At the beginning, he had the one. So, and then you had the most common lightsaber. But the thing about Darth Revan is that they haven't released a quarter scale statue of him as of yet. So this would be the first one. We've had figures of him, pop figures. There's been a statue of him by Gentle Giant, which was fantastic. If you ever can get your hands on that one, it was one of their Premier Guild exclusives, to get that one. Very cool piece. But it was a 1/8 scale statue. It's, on the small side. So they haven't released anything in quarter scale yet. So, it's going to be cool to see how this fits in. And I like that the base isn't, from what we're seeing here, isn't very big. The other XM Studio statues that they have, like Boba Fett and Darth Maul, their bases are so big that you need to have pedestals just dedicated to these characters.
Maybe with this one they wanted to focus more on the detail on the actual figure itself than the base.
Than all the other stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's also a different time period now too. It's when these statues, like when XM Studios first came on the scene, a lot of what everybody was wanting at that point was these big, fantastic, dynamic, pieces with huge backdrops to go with it, and it was very cool. But collectors quickly found out that it's great, but you can't display all these things unless you have a lot of space.
It's not deep enough.
Yeah. So then now it seems to be that there's a trend going back to creating a storytelling base, but that doesn't take up a lot of space.
Well,
so
and that's good too. Cool. That's good too because then again it makes it more appealing for people who want to purchase because they're like, oh well, the base isn't so huge that hey, you know what, I can fit this in my space. Right,
yeah, exactly. And then shipping too, with the rising in shipping costs over the last year and a half. It's smart for them to take and bring the size of the statue and the base, everything together, bring it down into a more concise, image, more concise. What's the word I'm looking for? More composition.
Yeah.
More concise composition, so that the collector can take and own multiples of these pieces, and they can afford it without having to pay $700 in shipping. So
see, now this is the type of stuff that I get excited about because it's a character that hasn't been made in a quarter scale yet, which is great. It's a character that a lot of people don't know about unless you're a diehard Star Wars fan. And it's something different. It's something we haven't seen before. It's not another Boba Fett. It's not another Darth Vader. It's not. It's something new. And this is what I like. And this is what gets me excited to buy stuff is when something fresh comes out. I should say. Right. It's refreshing. It's new. Again, it gets people excited. So I think the people will be very interested in this one, especially if you are a Star Wars collector and you need it to go with your theme of your room. Wink, wink, George.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's absolutely come home. I can't. Without a doubt, I'm getting this one. Yeah, and for Star Wars fans, Darth Revan is probably way up there in popularity.
So with that being said, what do you? Because you always tell me about how XM puts low edition numbers on their pieces. Any guesstimate you can think of what the edition size might be?
So XM has their system, which is the made-to-order system, and usually they have like a cap that's like $999, but that varies depending on the statue, and the MTO also varies depending on the statue. Sometimes they just come out with the edition size. Since they haven't released another Star Wars statue since the last two, you know, I probably would say that this one's probably going to have somewhere around maybe like a 500 to 600 edition size at most. You know.
And what do you think the cost on this one's going to be, give or take?
Probably in the range with shipping around 1,100 US, probably by the time it gets here. You know, so you figure with 300 taken out, you're looking at probably like an $800 to $900 statue before it comes out. And you know, I'm of all the people to get this, I'm happy XM Studios is taking a stab at it. It's because, I mean, I haven't disliked any of their Star Wars statues that they have, and most of the statues they come out with are really great. So,
no, but Sideshow right now is more focused on the Mythos, you know, reimagining the Mythos line, and then, you know,
yeah.
And then now you're, you know, and then, yeah, like you said, XM's going to take a stab at this, which is great. It's a character that, you know, people will definitely be interested in. So it'll be great to see what the actual finished product will look like.
Yeah. Hey, I'm happy. I mean, as much as I love Mandalorian, I'm happy that it's not Mandalorian. It seems like Sideshow's going in that direction.
Yeah, we are.
So it'd be kind of cool if XM focuses on the Old Republic. That would be dope. Yeah. You know, maybe give us Revan, a Bastila, you know, something like that.
Another Darth Malgus.
So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. All right. What else? What else we got coming up? All right. Next up on the list.
I was going to say, in This Week in Sports.
Next up on the docket is the sellout of the Hot Toys Mandalorian figure. So this is the original one, the one that Seth likes, the
non-Beskar.
Non-Beskar armor. So, and mind you, we're going to be talking about a lot more than just Star Wars as soon as we get some more news that isn't Star Wars. But it seems like everybody's focusing on that, so that's good for me.
Yeah. So it went out. So it actually went waitlisted last week, and then it's now officially sold out. It's taken down from Sideshow's website. You can't get it anymore. Now, the only way you can get this now, unfortunately, is if you come across a store that actually still has it in stock for retail, or you've got to go through the black market, as I like to call it, and try to get it secondhand or resale.
eBay is what?
So
eBay and Macari.
eBay, Macari, you know, or through
Sideshow,
personal sale if you know somebody. But yeah, so I know what is it? Retail originally, I think it was like $243.
Right.
I can easily predict this now that it's officially sold out. I can see this going in the upwards of probably close to the 400 range.
400 range for this one?
To start out for now.
Do you think that the amount of Mandalorian product is going to affect the resale value on this thing?
I do. I think, and the only reason I say that is because people might not like the non-Beskar one. You know, you're going to get people that like the Beskar, and you're going to get people that like the non-Beskar. Right now, the only two that are actually out in existence right now is the non-Beskar one and the Beskar one. Only a few people right now I've seen have the Beskar one because they pay companies from overseas to get it shipped and sent to them. So there are a few people that actually have it in hand. But again, it all depends on your preference. I think between the Beskar one, the deluxe Beskar one, and then I think they've got another one that they announced with the speeder bike, right?
Yeah, they got the one with the speeder bike as well.
So it's like I think there's just going to be an oversaturation of Mandalorian hot toys to hit the market, and I think it might affect the value a little bit. That's why I'm being conservative when I say it's probably going to be in between the 350 to 400 range. You know, I mean, I could be like, oh, it's going to be in the $600 to $700. It's not even going to hit. It's not even going to hit that level. I don't think.
Well, you got to figure a lot of people probably got this one already. Anybody that was going to get it probably got it. And then the saving grace for it is that there's no other non-Beskar hot toy that was released. You know, with the Beskar version, you had the Beskar one that came with Grogu. You had the Beskar version that came with Grogu and has the speeder bike. And then who knows if they're going to come out with another one with the Beskar 2 version of the armor, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have the quarter scale versions, like you said, the deluxe and the non-deluxe versions of those. Yeah. So, yeah.
I think it's too much too fast. I think they should have did the Beskar one, the non-Beskar one, wait for that to sell out, which it did. and then once that's sold out, start announcing, the deluxe, the regular 6 scale one with Baby Yoda, and then just not just throw everything at everybody at once.
Right.
To me it just shows that that I mean, it could be that they just want to see what the feelers are to see how many people would be interested in it. But I think you've given people way too many options, and you're overall not gonna get the reaction that you're looking for. I think they should have just done a little bit at a time rather than just everything at once.
I agree. See, like for me, like I initially got this one, and then which is the non-Beskar version. But then when I saw that they came out with the Beskar version with Grogu, I was like all about that, and I was like, oh man, I like the Beskar version, but I do like the Beskar armor better than the non-Beskar. So I ordered that one as well, with the thought that I might sell this one. But then now that I have it, I'm like, I like it. I'm not going to sell it. Then they came out with the one with the speeder bike, and I was like, I felt a certain way about that. In my mind, I was thinking I would have bought the one with the speeder bike because that comes with Grogu as well, and the Beskar armor. And then I would have had it all. But now I just got the one, and I'm like, I'm not going to spend another. I wish they would just sell the speeder bike by itself.
You know what? Who knows? They just might if they get enough feedback. They just might. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Hot Toys. I mean, they do all kinds of crazy stuff.
All right. What else we got on the docket? Let's see. So, Sideshow released the production pictures for the Emperor's Guard. It doesn't look much different than how it looked when they released the pre-orders, mostly because there's not really much going on here with this figure. I'm really surprised that they're charging $500 for it.
So it seems just by the pose, it looks just like a very basic, simple thing. There's nothing to it that's going to make me be like, oh my god, I got to run out and go get it. Well, now, for that's me being the casual collector. Now, for the Star Wars collectors, that's a whole nother thing. Like when we were talking yesterday, you were saying that you would want to buy 2 of them and then have the Emperor in between, and the Emperor in between. And I get that, but paying $1,100 plus shipping for 2 very generic looking statues, nothing dynamic about it, nothing that's like, oh my god, I gotta go get it. I have a hard time with that.
To me it's a little bit much, for what you're getting here. You just got to figure a lot of it is all covered in this cloak. The helmet more than likely is going to be plastic, and then you have the force pipe that's being shown, and a pretty nice base, but very simple. And then and it's $500. Now the edition size is not that bad, and I think it's because people waited on it, so they only made 1,250 of these, which is without an exclusive. That's pretty low for Sideshow's standards.
But here's a question: how do you do an exclusive for something for that type of a character?
Exactly. Yeah, it's what else do you include with it? Because that's basically how you see this character in Return of the Jedi.
So I think that was the trade-off. Since they couldn't do an exclusive for it, they gave it a low edition size.
No, I think the reason why it gave a low edition size is because the majority of fans, feel the way I do, that yes, it's cool, and if you have an Emperor premium format to go along with it, then that would probably be more like if they came out with the Emperor premium format next, it looked really good. I could see a lot of people jumping on this, and even then, I still could see a lot of Star Wars fans running to go pick this thing up because it's got a low edition size, and a lot of us would like to have 2, to go along with the Emperor, or at least 2. One to have and one to keep in the box for later, just in case something gets damaged.
So now, how would you feel? If you bought 2 of them, and you got number 2 out of 1,250, but then the second one you got is number 1,000 out of 1,250. I mean,
it doesn't bother me. I still think the edition size is low enough. Now, the cost is still there. I mean, if you got points, this is the type of character I would use points on.
Yeah, I would use. I would agree. I would use that for a freebie. I wouldn't actually spend money on that.
So, but I'm excited. I do have this one on pre-order, so we will be seeing a review on this on the channel. So can't wait to see that. Yeah, so that's what's coming out very, very soon. Hopefully you guys start getting your notifications soon. All right, so let's see what else. All right. So now we're getting into recent releases. So,
now on to weather.
All right. So coming out today, just recently announced, was the XM Studios Bizarro. So let me bring that up here.
I saw this in the Facebook group. You posted the picture of it.
Yeah. What do you think?
I do not like it.
No.
I do not like it. Since when does Bizarro have like a mohawk?
I think this is the rebirth version. So he's that's what their line is. There's a rebirth. It's a 1/6 scale statue.
I don't like it.
No,
I
like the pose.
Like
I like the pose. Like this angle right here, I think looks really cool.
And I don't like the suit. To me, Bizarro in the comics, the suit was always not that blue. It was like a purple. It was almost like a more bluish purplish type suit. And the reds and the yellows weren't as bright. They were a lot darker.
It was muted. I think the word you're looking for is the suit was muted.
Yeah.
Again, this is probably going on what the rebirth look is. So I haven't looked at those comics yet. One thing I will say I'm not really a fan of is the way the cape looks.
Is it burned on the edges?
It's supposed to be tethered, I think is what they were trying to go for, but it doesn't come across that way. It almost looks like the cape is made of some kind of stone or something. The way they have the breaks there. So I'm not feeling that as much, but I like the way it looks on the edges. I like the pose. He looks fearsome, so I like that. Overall, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I agree to disagree.
Okay.
I do not like this. I do not like this at all.
So it's a 1/6 scale statue, and
that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird for XM.
Why
a 1/6 scale?
They've been making 1/6 scale for all of their This is not the first one. Remember, they had the Superman, they had the Wonder Woman, they have an Aquaman.
Yeah.
It's all of that is the rebirth versions. So this one will go in line with those. Judging by the price they currently have on their site in the U.S., this is probably going to run right around $527, $530. It's $699.
Pretty reasonable.
I think it's a little bit high for a 1/6 scale statue, but it's mostly what they charge for that, coming from them. And then it's made to order with an edition size max of $599. So at max, they're going to make 600 of these, possibly less. So
interesting.
And it's up for pre-order right now.
And what did the exclusive? I'm assuming is a swap out portrait.
It's a swap out portrait, right?
It's like why can't they ever make the exclusive like something cool?
Like what?
Why is it always got to be a swap out portrait? Like what you're showing right now with like the piece of the steel in his hand.
Right.
Maybe like make that like a swap out to like something, something else, like a different piece of something. Okay. Like that would, like to me, like I think that would be cool. Maybe like instead of the steel piece, since there's brick in the diorama, maybe have him like holding like part of a brick wall in his hand.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just me.
And they're not always swap out portraits, but yeah, a lot of times they are.
Yeah, I just always feel that that's everybody's go to thing is just a swap out portrait.
I like the portrait. That portrait's dope. And it's got a lot of expression. A little Jokerish, but I like the expression.
Yeah, I could see that.
So that's neat. And then last week they had the release of the pre-order opened up for the Primal Studios Grim Knight.
Ooh, John Wick Batman, as I like to call him.
Punisher Batman.
No, that's John Wick Batman.
I said John Wick Batman?
Yeah, because it's like, you watch John Wick, he's like, what do you need? Guns. Lots of them.
Lots of guns.
And that's, dude, you see his back is just loaded with every type of gun under the sun. Yeah. Hey, that rhymed.
So the exclusive on this one is the swap out portrait. Yeah,
swap out portrait.
Swap out portrait. Yeah. So you have the unmasked or the COVID version.
Yeah. I was took the words right out of my mouth. You have the non-COVID and the COVID version. You have pre-pandemic and post-pandemic.
Post-pandemic. I think it's a dope piece. This is really cool.
It is. I'm almost half tempted to try to get this myself.
So
not that I'm a Batman collector or anything. I just like the way this looks.
So this is the exclusive version, and I know a lot of people were like, a lot of people want it. So I know that there's a lot of people on the fence, or not on the fence, but that definitely want it, that haven't pulled the trigger yet because of the shipping cost. There's only 300 of the exclusive, which is low. That's a very low edition size for this.
Now, this is third scale, right?
Third scale. Yeah, so right away when you hear third scale and you're shipping from Japan or China, whatever shipping, you're sitting on a possible $400 to $500 idea to get it here.
Your balls instantly creep up back inside.
Yeah. So because it's going to be 2 boxes.
Oh my! Well, yeah, you're going to have a box just for the Batman himself, and then a box just for the base.
Right. It's very possible. I have seen them where they have the base in the box or base in the figure in one, and possibly because of how stoic the pose is.
Yeah.
It's possible they may be able to do it.
And I think maybe that's why a lot of people are on the fence about this too, because it would have been better if they would have given him like more of a instead of a museum pose, maybe like, him with like, turned to the side with like one of the guns, like one of the guns out or something, or, just rather than just him standing there with his arms to his side. I mean,
I hear you. And on one level I do agree with you, but then when you get to a 1/3 scale statue and you try to put dynamic poses, you run into issues with shipping, because now you need bigger boxes to put your figure in. Then you also have possible damage, because you could have leans, or these are heavy statues.
I know. So, I just wish if you're putting out in my opinion a character of this magnitude, that demand. I look at this and to me it just demands a dynamic pose.
Right.
You're giving him, and you showed the picture with all the weapons, all the weapons it comes with. That needs to be in a dynamic pose in a way where you can pick one of those weapons and display it the way you like, and the fact that they don't give you any type of indication of doing so, it just looks it's just a very plain museum pose. Now, the statue itself looks badass. I'm not taking anything away from that. I just wish it would not have been a museum pose.
Not been a museum pose. I gotcha. I'm okay with it either way. I think in this particular case it works. So, but yeah, I mean the detail on it is just phenomenal. Really, really cool. Even like when you look at the cowl and you have the marks in the cowl and everything, that makes it look like he's been through some stuff.
It's John Wick Batman.
Yeah. So, and the COVID mask. It's very, very cool.
It should say Grim and then very small in parentheses, COVID night.
The COVID night.
The COVID night.
And that's it. That's what we got for you guys for the collecting news. Seth, what was your favorite piece that I showed you today?
Honestly, as much as I hate to say this, I'm probably gonna have to go with the Grim Knight.
Why do you hate to say that?
Because it's like I just sat there and I'm like, I don't like the museum pose, but you know what? Out of everything I've seen, it's what. Well, we've got our YouTube detectives out here that like to contradict everything we say. So I just, I'm giving them a soundbite, So.
I like the Dark Trooper. The Dark Trooper was pretty dope. I do like the Batman also, but
the Batman is sick, man.
I'm more excited about the Dark Trooper.
And I wish I had the funds for that, but I'm definitely trying to save as much money as I can right now so I can afford Justice Buster.
You're gonna need some space for Justice Buster.
I am gonna definitely need some space for Justice Buster.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyways, that's what we got you guys. Thank you for joining us for this first episode of the Collecting News for 2021. We will be getting back to you next week, hopefully, with some more news and some more stuff that's coming out. So make sure you tune in for all of that. Until next time, guys, keep it marvelous.
And that's what's happening in your neck of the woods.